This is a very unique spot that we are in for this kind of a powwow episode of Delve into the Void with the Substance Abuse Council and the Marshall District Library. I'm Tom Morris, and this time we've kind of ventured out of our comfort zone, out of the studio, out of our regular hangout spots, to come to Marshall, Michigan, for this event that the Substance Abuse Council, in cooperation with the Marshall District Library, is doing. So, Sean, I'm going to hand you the mic and tell us a little bit about what this event is, and why we're here.
Absolutely. So this event, actually, the genesis of this came about from a meeting I had with Shauna. And when you get two weird people in a room and you say, go ahead and think about what you would love to do, odd events start forming up. And so this was one of the first ones we came up with. And it's magnificent. It's everything I would have dreamed of. Like, it's working beautifully. We have an opportunity to make sure that the youth are understanding and they get that their library is a resource for all types of stuff. At the same time, we can also give them the messaging around making sure they have appropriate coping mechanisms and that they realize that playing video games and things like that are always important, but also getting together with friends and actually the world of couch co-op. It's a forgotten thing, but it is so much more fun. I've got kids over there right now that are losing their mind on some Smash Bros. We got a whole bunch of them over there right now passing this controller for some Fortnite. I'm living my best life. Like, she wants to go home and go to sleep, but I am having an absolute blast.
Well, who do we have at this round table? Who do we have? Let's start over at this end and work our way on who everyone is, because obviously they know who you and I are.
Because I'm amazing.
And among other things. But let's talk about some of the people that you actually interact with and they tolerate you on a daily basis.
Oh, that's no one at this table. Oh. No one at this table tolerates me at all.
Right. Let's start with you.
Yes. Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm a library assistant here at Marshall District Library. This has been a pleasure getting to work with you guys. This is my first time getting to, but this program has been really fun, and it's been a great opportunity to make some new connections and get to know you guys a little better, and hopefully we can keep going and do more in the future too.
And I'm Shauna. I'm head of public services here at the library and work with Andrea. We do a lot of programming after school with kids and also occasionally weekends, but we really like to have them here after hours when they can be in the main part of the library where we usually have to ask them to quiet down, and instead they're just here having a party. So this is a treat. And I am also awesome, but not quite as humble and modest as Sean. So I think that's where this all came from.
I'm Danielle Maitland. I'm the prevention director for the Substance Abuse Council, and I do have to tolerate him on a daily basis. Although I do hear my bed calling my name, it has been pretty adventurous here at the library tonight. I have ran one after-school program, which was also pretty successful. Getting the kids out of that comfort zone and kind of picking their brains for those things. What types of things are they doing to make sure that they're staying away from substances, and then also passing those things on to their friends.
While we're at the library, we talk about pop culture quite a bit. Video games, movies, comic books, television shows. Do you notice that maybe around us there are books about pop culture? There are how to draw, how to animate, how to code, how to create. This is a resource that you can come together with your friends. And I heard earlier that we were talking off camera that you have after-school programs of hammer and nails, and it builds teamwork, it builds critical thinking skills. So the library is more than just books. It's a resource to learn about your hobbies, about your passions. And if you haven't come in one lately, I know I just recently got a library card, and I took my iPad and I was drawing Batman. I took a book, How to Draw Batman. I did that. Another one grabbed a book, Braxton grabbed a book, and he wanted to learn how to code in Minecraft. And you learn with these resources about your passions, the history of video games, the history of comic books, the history of art. I would say that there is so much material to learn. You have it in your hands. why do you feel that the library is a great resource for kids? And I'll start with you, Shauna. You have the microphone. And then, Andrea, why do you feel that the library is a great resource for kids, not only for the books, but also for other hobbies and interests that they have? And what makes you feel confident in what you offer?
You did a beautiful job explaining the kinds of resources that libraries have available for patrons. And it is broad and also deep. And so my favorite thing is to see our staff doing reader's advisory. When someone comes to the desk with a, I want to learn about this, or I'm really into, do you have some? I love when our staff, and we all have varied interests, so we will often grab the person that might most meet that kind of category and help each other with reader's advisory. But we do our programming also because we know not everyone has access to all the experiences that are in our community or even regionally. So we try to tap people that we know that have some expertise in various areas and bring them in to share those. We also have our own personal interests, and a lot of times programs are centered around those. So Polina's here with us tonight. She's in our technology department, and she's been helping everyone get connected.
Yes, she
She
has.
recently did a coding program for our after-school series.
Nice.
So talked to them while they were coding a lot about what kind of jobs they might have in the future with that, and that was really great. The program that we talked about this week was like string art, but we were using rubber bands. But they got to use hammers and nails, and it was adorable that the kids weren't sure they should say that. So I don't know what kind of like undercover program they thought we were running, but apparently it was awesome. So we just like to do a little bit of everything.
Undercover hammerer.
Like no one heard them. I don't know. But we like to do a little bit of everything. So we tend to offer programs that are like how to do various cooking things that they may not be learning at home, to craft ideas, some that are retro, like we did when we were kids, or even we did with preschoolers earlier in the day, because we all have a good time doing things for all ages.
What is it about your job, about your career position, I'll call it that because you're in working with the youth, working with the community? What is the most rewarding experience with these programs and with working with all this information around that you've personally like, this is why I'm in this field? Because this is a very unique field.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of things, but mostly it's a safe place for people to come no matter what. Whether you're here for the books or you're here for a program, this is just a place you can be and you can explore and learn more about yourself, but you can also grow and you can change, and just I love getting to see that in the people who come in here. You know, they come in maybe having a terrible day and not having a place to be or feel welcomed, and they can come here and hopefully their experience here, or maybe the book they were looking for was right and it was here, that can change that for them. It can have a better day. They can have a better day, or we can help have a part in that, and just helping to better everyone's lives just a little bit. And whether it's because we had the How to Draw Batman book, or whether it's because we put on a program earlier this week about KonMari, tidying up your life. You know, someone needed to know how to arrange their socks in their drawer, and now they're more organized, and that's making them happier on the inside too. And it's just getting to work with all kinds of people and having a positive impact is what I love about what I do.
Nice, nice. Positive impact, safe places, above the influence that you two are very passionate about. Let's talk about why being here at the library, you feel in this environment, Sean and Danielle, why is this a safe place? Why being here at the library with these different programs, with seeing them develop new skills, how does that keep kids above the influence?
Having a safe place to go and then having people that you can talk to is always a wonderful outlet, and we call that coping skills. And that's a lot of what we're talking to the kids about tonight, are those coping skills. And having good coping skills helps to keep you above the influence.
one of the things that is lost for a lot of folks is understanding that in our line of work, just telling a kid just say no, that isn't enough, because we can tell you all day long all the stuff to say no to, but what do you say yes to? That's the real question. Because if you say no to everything out there, but you're still at home by yourself and you're alone, we know that we as human beings make some of the worst decisions when we're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Anytime we're one of those four emotions, and sometimes for other people when there are two of them, like hangry one here, can get pretty vicious. So if we can help youth understand, especially in an environment like this, here are some of the things that it's safe for you to say yes to. It's safe for you to go to a place where you feel welcome and it's warm and inviting. It's safe for you to spend time with your friends doing things that you like. It's safe for you to play video games in a way, especially if we can, which is kind of work nowadays, instead of going 1v1 where we are going against each other and where it's always going to be a winner and there's always going to be a loser, is there a way that we can also work together and we can play squads? And so now as a group, we can start moving towards a win. And that was the genesis. That's really what got us here, is help me win, because I'm horrible at Fortnite and I know it. But if I could get the kids to think about how can we carry Mr. Washington, because he's asked for help, which is an important skill. If we can get them to understand how to do that and start moving towards the goal of helping another person, I feel like at that point, like I can drop the mic and walk away. We've done our job. Like at that point, I think we should just get free vacation days because we are amazing. So I think that makes a partnership here it makes so much sense, because they're already on that path, and all we're doing, we don't have to create anything new. We don't have to trailblaze. They're already doing it. All we have to do is tie our messaging into all of the work that they've already done. And we look amazing because they rock the bells. And I will take complete credit for everything they're doing. However, I mean, it really works. And if there's anyone else out there that wants to make me look amazing by doing all my work for me, call me.
In all seriousness, yes, you're creating opportunities for the youth to engage, to be together, to work together, to create together, and just to enjoy everything that's going on here at the library. And I know throughout the evening we're going to come back, and Danielle is going to interview some kids. Sean is going to interview some kids. You two will be interviewing some kids. She left us. So, Andrea, it's just you right now.
Oh, man.
I know. Pressure, pressure.
All right.
But we will be throughout the evening talking to kids. I don't know if you hear them in the background. They're having a great time. But the message is pop culture creates a lot of opportunities. And when we maximize these opportunities to create the community environment for these kids to come together in places like this, they learn. We've all learned tonight, and we're all going to learn new skills, and just to see how the youth of today, our future leaders of tomorrow, really take advantage of the opportunities. So with that, we're going to go to some interviews. You're going to see some interviews with the kids, with the librarians, with the Substance Abuse Council. We might get some gameplay footage. We might see Sean get beat. We might see Sean cry or do the latest Fortnite dab. We don't know, but however we get there, we're going to have fun.
If Sean's crying, I'm back.
Yeah, and she's back already. And she heard Sean's crying. Yes. Calm down, Sean, because you know what? Yes.
If I could flip this table right now, you're lucky I pulled a muscle in my arm earlier.
And you know what? I bet if we looked, there's a coping book here in the library for this. Just breathe. Just breathe. Yes. Yes, and we'll be...
You're done. You'll forget why you're in
I want to marry all of you so then I can divorce all of you. Like, that's going to be the best part. Like,
You're not taking me out to dinner tonight?
Man.
I feel cheated. In all seriousness, this has been great talking, and throughout the night we're going to have a great time, and we'll be back with a few of the interviews throughout the night, so stay tuned.